Hi everybody and welcome to your Tech Tip of the Week. This is going to be our last tip in honor of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and this week we're going to be talking about protecting yourself with proper password management. Now when we're online, although it's convenient, it's very common for us to use the same password when we're using services like online banking, shopping online, logging into our email, or even our social media. And although that this is convenient, using the same password could really make the situation worse because then your account is compromised. So let's say a hacker has one password. If you're using the same password for everything, they now have access to not only, let's say, your banking, but now they have access to where you shop online. And sometimes you keep your credit card information stored in there. They'll have access to your email. They'll have access to your social media. So you sort of see where I'm going with that. That's why it's always important to use a different password for all of the things that you use. Even if it's a small variation, it's better than using the exact same password for everything. I'm going to switch over to just a blank slate here because it'll be easier to show you what I'm trying to say. My next tip for you is to set challenging security questions. So sometimes on websites, you're offered the option of a security question in case you forget your password. And a lot of the times these security questions, you'll set them so they're easy for you to remember. But you want to make sure that you're picking something that not everybody is going to know or something that someone you don't trust could easily find out. Make sure you take some notice of your security questions and you make it things that really only you know the answer to. My next tip for you is to avoid simple passwords. And by simple passwords, I mean anything that includes your age, your birthday, your child's name, anything that can be found by searching social media. So, for example, a lot of the time people use pet names as their password. But if anyone were to know you on social media or know a way to find you on social media, they could probably go on there and find your dog's name or your child's name or even your age and your birthday if that information is on there. So you want to make sure you avoid simple passwords. And going hand in hand with this, I'm going to give you some examples of strong passwords that you can use. Because I think sometimes when people are asked to make a password, it makes them nervous and they sort of do the one thing that they're going to remember, the thing that's going to be easiest for them. It's probably something that will make it easy for someone else to know or find out. So, different password examples. You can use a sentence with a variety of letters and numbers. An example of this could be a song lyric to your favorite song, or even the first line of a book. Now, instead of writing out the whole entire lyric or the whole entire first line, what you would do is use the first letter of each word. So I have this example from one of my books here, and then what I'm going to do is look at the first letter of every single word in that sentence. Now, you want to pick something that you're probably going to know word for word, something that you'll be aware of, and for me, this is a book that I know very well, so I would know this line. What I'm going to do is take the first letter of each word in the line, and then you can make variations. You don't want to just all do one case, so you can't just do all lowercase. You'll want to mix it up with some special characters or mix it up with uppercase letters, lowercase letters, or numbers. So look at what I do here, for example. So the line in the book is, "The scar had not pained Harry for 19 years. All was well." And what I did is I took a variation of that and I put, instead of the A in "all was well," I put the @ sign. I put a variation of uppercase letters and numbers there as well. The point of a password is something that makes it easy for you to remember, but harder for everybody else to find out. And you want to protect yourself as much as possible. Another thing you could do is a phrase. So let's say I want to do the phrase, "I love the Beatles." Now, I'm not going to just write "I love the Beatles" out. I'm going to do a similar variation of the sentence that I wrote from the book. So instead of writing "I love the Beatles" straight out, I will write "I love the," and the E would be a 3. I'll use the @ sign for the A and a 5 for the S. Now, these two examples are just that. They're just examples of ways to show you of what it could look like. You can take a look at what your favorite books are, your favorite songs are, anything that you feel comfortable. Even a quote would be good. Any way you can mix it up and not just directly write it, but find a way to write it where you know what it is, but it makes it hard for everybody else to find out. My last tip for you in terms of password examples is your password should have at the very least, 8 characters and contain one capital letter, lowercase letter, and at least either one number or a special character. And a special character could be an @ sign, an exclamation point, anything like that. Having your account compromised is a really serious thing, and it makes you feel very vulnerable, especially when the internet is so big and you're just one person. So this is something that we can really control. You can go in, you can make your password as strong as possible, and it's a way for you to protect yourself and feel a little bit safer when you're using the internet. I hope you liked this tip and that you found it useful. Thank you for joining me for your tech tip of the week. Have a great weekend.